What is up, guys? Jeris Johnson, the future of rock, is back. In today's video, I wanted to have a more serious kind of chat. You know, I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, but I couldn't. I couldn't make the video because I was signed, and that would have caused some problems. But now I am completely independent, and I am here to reveal the darkness of the music industry. No, but for real, I'm going to say some things. I know a lot of you have kind of been like, where have you been? Why haven't you been releasing any music? I wanted to kind of share that. I just want to come on here and kind of reveal what it's actually like to be signed to a major record label for an artist that's my size, that's like, you know, still small and still trying to grow a fan base and like make a name for myself. This is the video I would have wanted to see before I signed. And I probably would have never signed if I had the video. Without further ado, here are 5 reasons why you should never sign to a record label. Reason number 1, they suck. And it sounds funny and it sounds like a joke, but it's true. They're incompetent. Major labels are full of people who are failed musicians who had no other avenue to get into the music industry other than work for a record label. So you have a bunch of failed musicians essentially trying to coach and tell a bunch of up-and-coming musicians and successful musicians how to be a successful musician, which is insane. And, you know, you'll also have like a social media, marketing person who will like try to tell you how to blow up on social media, but they've never done it. They have 100 followers. They have no good ideas. You know, I've been to the highest level executive boardroom level you can imagine. I've talked to all of the higher ups at a major label before. And, you know, I've just never heard a good idea. And I've never seen an idea of theirs work. You've heard a countless number of times and stories throughout history where the record label will, the band will want this song to be the lead single or this is the way it is, and then the label's like, no, that's not gonna be a hit. And then it's a fucking hit. It's a tale as old as time. So yeah, reason number 1 is they're not good. Are there, some good people at record labels? Of course. I'm generalizing. But for the most part, especially if you're a brand new signed artist or whatever, you're gonna be getting thrown a lot of trash, and you're gonna be getting thrown a lot of bad ideas your way. Number 2, the deal is criminal. Of course, you hear this a bunch of times, they own all the music and blah, 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 whatever, but what does that all mean? And I'm going to tell you guys pretty much exactly what my deal was and what my kind of deal was sort of structured like. And I was told that I even had a good deal, in comparison to most. The way my deal worked is you get a big chunk of money in the beginning and you have to pay that back over time. But the thing is, you have to pay that back from your small percentage that they give you. So they'll give you, in my case, and I had a high percentage. I think I had like 18% or something like that. So I made 18% of my music, which I'm producing all by myself. I'm writing, I'm doing all of the work, and I own, I take home 18%. That's fine. The catch is that you have to recoup all the money they gave you. And it's usually a pretty large amount of money if you sign a good deal. But you don't just recoup. It's like, oh, the song, makes on Spotify. I think Spotify streams are, 0.006. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, so one Spotify stream equals 0.003 cents. Which is already insane and astronomically low. But then, if you think about it, I am then making, or the artist, God forbid it's a fucking band with 5 different members that have to split their 18% of 0.003%. So you can quickly see how almost impossible it is to ever pay back the money that you were given in the beginning from your tiny little percentage. And oftentimes, they'll pad out the length of the deal, or they'll make it so it's a bunch of albums or whatever it is, and you're stuck, and you are kind of indebted to them for years and years and years of your life. And meanwhile, you're not making any money because you haven't recouped. And then that chunk of money they gave you in the beginning just goes away and away and away and lower and lower and lower until you're sitting around like, how am I gonna even pay my rent? I don't know if I'll ever repay my deal, that I have. Number 3 is they have power over when you can and can't release. And this was something that I struggled with a lot of, and part of the reason why I haven't released anything the past year, basically, is because, they can basically hold you hostage and say, we're not releasing a song of yours until you get a certain number of followers on Instagram. I've seen that happen to friends of mine. Or, the pre-save campaign. I'm sure that you guys have all seen artists that have a big pre-save campaign. Go pre-save the song. If we can get to 5,000 pre-saves, the label will let us release the song. And they're literally not lying. Like, it's actually true. They'll not even have a scheduled release date for the song, but they'll have a pre-save link, and then they're just waiting for the artist, and they don't care how long it takes. It could take months, but they're waiting for the artist to go viral enough or to post on TikTok enough to stack up enough pre-saves, usually thousands of pre-saves, and then they'll finally let an artist release a song. How many times have you guys seen artists where you see a song, it's happened with me. I have a song that went viral, and then the label won't let me fucking drop it. It's one viral video on TikTok, and then the label won't let me fucking drop the song until it's has a certain number of pre-saves, and that takes, like a year to come together. And by that point, it's too late. People have moved on. Fans don't care about the song anymore. It's over. It's, the hype has came and went. You can even have an artist that pops the fuck off and has a big hit song, but then if the next song doesn't do as well, a label will do what's called a shelving. Basically hold you so you can't drop any music, but you also can't leave them. And so you're sitting around waiting to do anything because either they have other priorities, bigger artists or a band that has a lot of momentum right now, or whatever the case may be, and they'll hold you hostage. What happened to me, and the reason why I've been gone for so long, is because I turned in my album, which is what my deal was for. There was a second album option, and me and the label both mutually decided, this isn't working, we don't want to do this anymore. I just want to get let go. And they say, okay. And then they wait around for a year and never let you go. So I'm legally not allowed to release music, but also they're not going to release my music. So I'm stuck being MIA, essentially gone, and then everybody is commenting, well, where did you go? You fell off. This guy, blah, 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 whatever. It's really not like that. It's just that these artists that get stuck in these horrible situations get trapped, and they legally can't drop anything. And they also can't leave, they're just waiting for lawyers or legal teams or whatever, these huge, all this red tape you have to jump through just to leave a situation. Number 4 is there are better options. And especially in today's day and age, in 2023, I've seen people completely independently on their own, through DistroKid or whatever, one of those types of things, upload their songs and get hundreds of millions of streams. You can do it. Labels don't do anything besides give you money. And if money is what you're after, upfront money, there are better ways of doing that, because there's all these distribution companies nowadays. You have Vidya, 1RPM, Stem, all these different types of companies, and they'll literally give you money like a record label, but they're not in control of the music. All they do is just distribute the music for you. It's actually a really great situation. That's currently what I'm doing. It's been awesome. If I say I want to release a song tomorrow with no pre-saves, you can do that. It's really easy to do that. And yeah, they take a percentage, but that's fair for their investment into you. Or, I've also seen what can work is a small independent label. There's a few of them that are good. If you can find a very small team who's really committed to you, then that can be worth it. If you're an artist that's like me, who in 2021, I went viral, all these labels start hitting you up. I think I had 18 Zoom meetings or whatever in one day when my song went viral. It is really tempting to go sign a deal, the money and everything, but bro, your song already went viral. Hang on to it. It's yours. You are making 100% of it for the rest of your life. There are better options. Do that. Number 5, final reason, is they're outdated as fuck. I don't want this video to come off like I'm, fucking mad and I hate record labels and stuff. I think at one point in time, record labels were actually a really good thing. back in the day when you needed to have like fucking CDs made and distributed to stores to get your music out there. I think that back then, labels actually had a lot of use and they were doing the right things. But now, you know, we're in the 20s, you know, we're in the fucking future, baby. They haven't figured out a way to provide enough value for the amount that they own you. Not only that, but they don't want to do any work. I feel like labels way back in the day, you know, and I've known A&Rs and people that have worked at labels back in the 70s and 80s, and those guys are awesome. Some of them actually really understand what it takes to like develop an artist. But the problem is most people that are working at the labels right now are not those people, and they just want the artist to blow up on social media by themselves. They don't want to have to put any work in, and it's an outdated formula that doesn't work anymore. So that's my fifth and final reason. And I'm going to add a little bonus sixth reason as well, that you can get signed to a label and then everything can change because that label can get bought out. And that's what happened to me. You'll remember, if you've been a fan of mine for a while, how the first kind of like 6 months that I was around, everything was moving insanely quickly. You know, I was blowing the fuck up. Everything was just... And then everything kind of went to a halt. And it went to a halt because the first label that I signed with was a label called 300 Entertainment. They got purchased by Elektra, which is a much bigger, you know, major label. It's like a Warner Brothers or whatever. What happened to me was they got bought out and my whole team got switched. All of the people that worked on my project, who I developed relationships with, everything got switched. And I had to start completely from scratch. And that can happen to you, and it's against your will. Like, I literally signed a contract that was with a label that I wanted to sign with, and then I ended up being on a label that I never wanted to be on in the first place. Like, it's actually fucking insane if you really think about it. But I'm back. I'm independent. I'm actually fucking stoked for this new phase of my life and my career, and hopefully, you know, this video can save some younger artists out there that may be in my position or may find themselves in my position at some point in the future. Yeah, man, the major label system is crumbling, and it's time. We just gotta fucking take the power back, genuinely, like, move forward with a different way of doing things. Hopefully, this is one small step for me. So thank you guys for supporting me. If you've stuck around, I know I've been gone for a fucking year, basically, but I'm fucking back. I've been working on this album that I'm genuinely really proud of, and I've never been genuinely proud of something I've worked on before. Yeah, man, I'm stoked, and I'm excited to be in this new phase, label free, baby. So thank you guys for watching. Jeris Johnson, Future of Rock. Out, baby!